Bonjour mon amis et les agents. Before I start this video off, I just want to say that I'm actually very happy that my new vampire card arrived in the mail and looks kind of cool. A lot of people are going to sleep on this card, and I'm actually relatively sure that glad that it was cheap. It has nothing to do with what I'm going to talk about now. I just wanted to get that out of my system. Now, originally I was going to make a long video talking about all the changes for each of the characters, but I realized that not only would that take forever, but it wouldn't just be one video, and I feel like my contribution in that regard wouldn't have as much weight as I would like it to. So instead, I decided to compile my thoughts overall. These changes overall are pretty good. The characters that had a lot of exploitable BS with them have had those things taken away in exchange for gaining some new extra tricks. Whether or not these new extra tricks will really be powerful tools in their already useful or useless arsenal by comparison, your opinion, we'll have to see. A lot of theory has been in talk because of the whole PC mod, looking at the potential combo abilities with EX Red Focus. I'm happy with the fact that EX Red Focus will now contribute to the entire cast as opposed to one very small aspect of it. Whoever didn't have damaging combos now has the potential, and it's good that we have something else to burn our bars on. And I'm interested to see the actual possibilities that everyone has. Now, the characters that I feel people should be watching out for, other than Chun-Li, I feel that DJ, Vega, Dudley, and T-Hawk are going to be the ones that people really need to watch out for. Because, I mean, with T-Hawk, they only did a couple things that made him better. And I always said in the past that I wish that his Condor's Fire was just faster. It doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Because the move is similar to Zangief's Green Hand in the sense that it's a move based upon movement. It was designed to help him inch forward. The changes they made was that he has faster walk speed, and the light and medium Condor's Fires are faster on startup, so they has less frames of animation overall, and the light one is better on hit and block, and his low forward special cancelable. Everything else, it may not necessarily be useless, but now one of his best normals is that much more useful. So I feel that along with him getting an increased range of his light command grab, he's going to be a better contender to watch out for. Everyone was saying that Jury was going to be a problem, mainly because, well, her EX dive kick is, better and easier to control, and she has better combo windows and gateways, but I just think that they wanted this character to be solid overall. I don't think that she's going to upset the tiers or the competitive bracket circuit as much as most people will be led to believe. Dudley, however, I don't think he will either. I think that he has always been good to some degree, and they've just gradually made him better. He's not broken. He's not top tier as everyone's already calling it. He's a character that you do have to try with, and I feel that the rewards for what he has to take a risk for getting are going to be that much better now that he doesn't have to worry about the whole Dragon Punch problem. The one problem I didn't think they would address, they actually did address with every character. And it's so funny how this is the main reason why most people that didn't want to play Oni before want to play him now. But after the changes, I bet you that the hype has pretty much died down, because they killed all of his potential high damage combo possibilities. They reduced the damage and stun, and now that his Dragon Punches are now FADCable from the first hit on block, they made it punishable just like everyone else. So even though his health has been increased, he now has to get an honest win just like everyone else. I mean, it's kind of sad to see people say that characters like Seth and Adon and Balrog and Fei Long are no longer good enough for competitive scenes. No, that's not true. I feel that these changes are the true test to character specialists. How much of a character specialist are you? Are you a master of your character, or are you just someone who just wants to win? Now, no one likes losing, but at the same time, you have a choice of whether or not you have a choice. You can either cry like a little baby about how your character didn't get the changes you wanted and why did they take away all of these things, and really and truthfully, it has nothing to do with you. It's about what's healthy for the game and the overall meta of it. Sometimes what you want and what is healthy for the game doesn't always mix. You know, I know butthurt alert. I'm very sorry about that, but yeah, there are some people like us who play the game and want to kind of be fair and on equally fitting ground. And the things that I've heard people complain about with many different characters, like Bison, to name a few, like they're saying that the fact that his double knee press is going to be -1 on block, the light version of the double knee press is going to be -1 block, is really not that extreme at all. I can understand the teleport being nerfed because, I mean, it was a very exploitable way out in most instances. But they strengthened him in almost every other way. They made his double knee presses all do more damage, and now the horrifically bad matchup he has with Guile isn't so bad now that the EX one has more frames of invulnerability to projectiles. The move was already somewhat invulnerable to strike attacks, so he's going to be that much better. And now that his far medium punch is designed to be a better poke and punish overall, Bison is going to be another one that people are going to have to watch out for. A character with a simplistic approach has all kinds of ways to really mess with your head now. As far as the characters that I play, mainly one, but Vega, they gave him the change I didn't think they would give him. And I felt that they would either do one of two things. They would either make his Scarlet Terrors better or make his super better. And what was considered the worst super in the game, not necessarily to me is now the best, but it's good to see that it has some type of use to it. Now, sure, I thought that they would reduce the damage, but no, they didn't reduce the damage. They did exactly what I thought they should have done, and that was make it so that the hit does 100 damage. And the rest of it did 300. Because, I mean, originally in vanilla, Vega's super did 330 damage. And then in super, they made it do 400. But you still couldn't combo it, so at most, the most you could possibly use this for is, like, you know, maybe you get lucky or a post-stun finisher. Because the move looks cool, but, you know, I'm kind of glad that they did not reduce the damage on that. I felt like maybe it would be extreme for stay at 400, but they kept it that way. And I'm kind of glad they did that, probably for the same reason I was thinking, and that was the fact that, you know, outside of the big damaging combo that you can do it in, you know, the jump fierce, close fierce, crouching strong into super, aside from that doing a lot of damage, maybe even potentially with the mask off, you're not going to be able to get that combo to work all the time. They gave him some tools that I didn't think they would give him, but I'm overall happy with not only his changes, but with everyone else's. I feel that now that people cannot get away with murder with the DPF-ADC shenanigans that were going around, now the game is going to be a bit more on equal footing. The system changes kill the hard knockdown aspect of the game, which to me is healthier as far as the longevity of Street Fighter 4, which, you know, this game is very old. As far as the new characters is concerned, I don't really have much to say about them, other than I hope that they're good, but not to the point where they're ridiculously good. And a lot of people are saying that Hugo's like the worst character, but I don't think that. I mean, we had something similar happen with Viper. You remember Viper? A lot of people were saying that Viper was pretty bad in the first Street Fighter 4, and in most tiers she was very bottom. But once they started cracking into her, then she upset everyone else's mentality of her, and she's now considered to be a very threatening character. The only reason why she's not higher on the tier list now is because not many people play her that are good, and she's kind of hard to get into initially. She's not a character that you can kind of pick up and play like Cammy or Ryu or, I hate to say it, Dudley or Bora, because none of those characters' combos are relatively hard. Most of their combos are pretty easy, and I know this for a fact because I can play all those characters. The characters that have kind of taken a back burner as far as being used much It's good that they're going to get some spotlight time now, especially El Fuerte. I've always wanted to play this character, but the thing that attracted me to him was the quesadilla bomb. But when I realized that it was not that great of a move and took too long to even really be useful, then I kind of just got tired of it once I started seeing high level play basically amounting to taking weird risk and doing these run stop loots, which I refuse to even want to know how to do because it's kind of, I don't really feel that it's what they intended to be the case in mine. Now they didn't nerf it, but it's just not my style of play with El Forte. I can learn to do it, but I don't know. The fact that he now has new ways to use his bar, a lot of people are a little scratching their head like, wow, they gave him a 15 frame wake up move. That while I think you can FADC the EX Quesadilla bomb. It's kind of cool that he now has ways to escape pressure or neutralize the situation at hand. He can't really combo into anything else off of that. So if anything else, it's just a way out. The characters that were already somewhat of a threat are going to be either that much more of a threat now or a little less. But I think that now the neutral game among these characters are going to be better established. However, this is Capcom, and I'm calling it now. They did exactly what I thought they would do on the Ultra. They used the arcade version as a testing grounds for what the console version's final changes would be. I feel that in the end, we're going to get another balance patch change. It may not be anytime soon, but I have a feeling that by next year, they'll announce one. And it's not even me being facetious, I'm just being in general, because this has been done so many times. They kept saying that they would make another version of Street Fighter 4 and they wouldn't tamper with it, but this is now the 5th, technically the 7th version of it, after all of the changes and bug fixes and balance changes. This is technically the 7th version. A lot of people, well, this is the 5th version as far as retail. Actually, it's the 4th version as far as retail is concerned, but overall, as far as how many changes there's been made, it's the 7th version. Really the 8th, if you take all the little things into account. So, there are my thoughts. I would like to showcase some of the changes with, well, some of the more interesting changes that have taken place with the characters that I would like to show. I'm not a character specialist, but I can play with quite a few different characters, and Vega is, my main. So, other than what we've already seen and all of the theory talk that's been going on in forums, we are already going to be seeing some changes, but if I can, I would like to show you some. That's all I have to say. Au revoir. Merci, mon amis. Peace.